Well, oh, someone has a helicopter or something. What's going on? I hear a thing. And oh, hi,
Well,
Sean.
there's probably cops. I had cops on me before, but then I got murdered, so now I don't.
Uh, Wait for me. There you go. We're good. So, all right. What else we got? Oh, have any of you guys? Okay, just get out of the car. Just where are we going?
Getting there.
What are
On
we
my
doing? Okay, I'm just
$55.
gonna get popped
Oh,
by Steven
oh
apparently.
god.
uh,
This is a different gun than I had before.
Alright, so have any of you guys seen the recent gameplay reveal for Sunset Overdrive? So I thought that was a fairly interesting game, so I didn't really hear your guys' opinion
What's
about that.
that one?
So,
I know nothing about it.
it's a new Insomniac title, that's an Xbox One exclusive, so believe it or not.
Oh,
Uh,
that's the one where
despite,
all the guys are running around the town?
yeah, basically, it's like a
Oh,
mixture of a whole bunch of games. You kind of got like some Tony Hawk in there, you got some Ratchet and Clank, you got some Dead Rising, you got a whole bunch of things. So when they finally released some gameplay for it last week, and I'm actually fairly interested for it. Like it'd be something I think an additional game that would draw me towards the Xbox One, especially because I'm a big Insomniac fan as well. I really enjoyed what they did with Spyro or Spyro or however it's pronounced, and what they did with
Spyro.
Ratchet and Clank. And Resistance was alright, so I wasn't really a huge fan of it, but it was a good game. So I think definitely now that they're returning to their third-person roots with Sunset Overdrive, I think it's something very interesting. So did any of you guys see the gameplay for that, or I am alone in this?
I saw the gameplay,
I-
but I won't try.
I know nothing about it. I haven't seen the gameplay.
Alright, well you might end up seeing some at E3, but there is also a lot of gameplay out there on the internet as well. So I would definitely recommend giving that a look. So I think it looks fairly
You
cool.
make it.
Alright, so another kind of not as relevant topic as the other ones I've been discussing, but quite a while back, and actually this might be discussed at E3, so it's kind of relevant, but Sony announced their PlayStation Now service, which is basically kind of an on-live type deal, where they basically allow you to rent games for like a week or so, and you can stream them, essentially, is what they're claiming, where you'll be able to play the game not on a console specifically, but you can play on like a TV or a phone or a tablet or what have you, and you should be able to run it with minimal lag, and you should be able to hook up controllers and everything should be good to go. And that service will be starting sometime in like late summer or early fall, if I remember correctly. So, now personally, as someone who was a huge fan of OnLive, and I was really hoping that that would go places, and to see it over the past few years and find out that it really hasn't. So like it works well enough if you have the proper internet connection, but most of America, myself included, doesn't. And on live, more specifically, they did not have the game library at all. They had a very limited game library that did not have many of the big releases that services like Steam or PSN or Xbox Live had at the time. So both in terms of both new and past releases. Now Sony, they definitely have the library thing. They seem to have that figured out because they seem to have a lot of both first-party and third-party games that they've listed that will be coming out with the service when it does finally launch. However, in terms of technology, I still don't think that America's at that point where they've got the internet connection well enough to run the games with minimal lag. Because a lot of these, like for God of War, if you were delayed in like the combos that you're pulling off, you could not essentially pull off those combos because you would be behind by a second or two, and you would not be able to play the game properly, and I'm sure that would happen with first-person shooters as well. So, just kind of wondering, do you guys think that PlayStation Now will be as big a success as Sony's hoping it is, or do you think it'll be kind of a failure more in line with what OnLive kind of gave us as well?
I think it'll be as successful as OnLive.
Oh, well, that's not too great for Sony, but...
To me, it sounds way too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, I don't think that we have the technology for that quite yet, and I just don't think it sounds way too good to be true. I feel like they're holding out on some details, which is like just gonna totally kill it. I feel like it's gonna be something like you're only allowed to play these games if you're hopping on one foot while on a unicycle and whistling Lackadaisy. Some kind of ridiculous loops that you have to jump through in order to actually play these games. That's what I kind of see happening. Right?
Yeah, I can definitely see something like that happening, like a monthly subscription or something along those lines.
Unfortunately, it's another subscription to pay. which
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
help. If it was included in PlayStation Plus, that'd be fantastic.
Mhm.
'Cause
Yeah.
I think it'll do fairly well, only because Sony's got the resources to pull it off more than OnLive, because they're kind of a small company, and like you said, they can have that big of a library.
Yep.
Sony has the means to get a big enough library if they could actually pull that off.
Uh-huh.
To go somewhere, I don't see it like going and being the most popular thing around, but
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing would be though if they could get games going on tablets and TV. If you have a PS3, then you're almost better off buying the game for cheap because it'll run better. You don't have to worry about the internet and all that crap.
Yeah.
If you just have a TV or a tablet, that could work really well, assuming you can get it to run with your internet.
Yeah.
Which if you said in your internet is OnLive lag for you, I can't imagine it even working for me.
Yeah, I know definitely your internet at home and my internet at college, both of which are notorious for being extremely slow. I don't think that we could run on Live or PlayStation Now in either of those places. So, yeah.
So that would be holding it back. If they could get the lag down, because obviously full resolution, but it still could be good.
Yeah. So I think it's probably gonna have a bit of a rough start at least, if not a rough entire existence. But hopefully they can manage to get the kinks worked out and get everything good to go in a relatively reasonable amount of time. So, yeah.
Okay. Hey Francisco, give me some money.
That's a pretty general statement to hear.
I'm like out and I have to repaint this car.
Priorities, you know.
How do I give you money? I don't know. Just give it to me.
You take it out of the ATM, walk up to him, Sean shoots you in the head, and then he takes your money.
That
there you go. That happened exactly.
Repaint.
No,